I am very pleased to say that my wife fixed this refrigerator on her own. It was just making a click. It wasn't getting cold. She could hear a clicking going on behind the refrigerator, and she looked it up on YouTube, and it told her it was this starter relay thing. I've taken the old one all apart now, and she ordered one of those. I just plugged it in. It worked great. I just thought I'd show you what I found in there. I don't know exactly how this thing was, but I think this was the problem. Whatever this disc is that was in here was just disintegrated. But this thing is really interesting. I was wondering how, so I noticed when I plugged it in, it would try to start the motor, and then after a little while, if it didn't start, you'd hear a click, and then obviously the power was cut to it. Let me show you how this little part works right here, because it's kind of interesting. This is the number on the other part of that component. And it all came in a box for like $7. So I don't think this thing was bad at all, but don't need it anymore. That's the part number on that piece if you're interested. But you can see the power comes in right here, and then it has to get over to the pin, which is over on this side. And the pin, there are 3 pins in the compressor. Now let me just show you how power gets interrupted in here if it doesn't start. So normally this bar, let me back up a bit, this bar is across here, and so power is coming across here to the pin, but if it doesn't start, it's going to heat up and it will disrupt or interrupt power across here. And the way it does it is pretty cool. It's got this little flexible disc in here. I'll show you that in a second. Let me dump that out. And then underneath there, you can see there's actually like, you're probably not old enough, but the old school lighters. So power would go through there, and that would start to heat up and glow. And then when it got hot, this disc would pop up, and I'll show you that in a second. And when it pops up, it pushes this bar up, and it's no longer then making contact with where power is coming in here. So it's going to stop trying to start the compressor. And then when it cools down again, this disc is going to pop again. That's the noise, the clicking that you heard. And it'll try again. And it just kept doing that. And I think the reason was whatever this disc used to be was not conducting power back to the ground, or I guess whatever pin it was plugged into. Let me show you that disc because that's kind of cool. All right, so this disc, when you apply heat to it, all right, you see that? Ow! It pops up, and once it cools down again, it'll pop down. It's super simple, but pretty cool design. There you go. All right, in case you were wondering, that's what's going on inside of your starter relay.